Welcome to the CascadiaSports.net Seahawks training camp report. Day 10 is in the books, and as reported earlier, the story's up there at CascadiaSports.net. Yeah, shameless plug. But we did report that the Seahawks released Aldon Smith today, and he was they picked him up from Dallas. Smith played for Dallas last year after missing out 4 years due to the personal conduct policy. Guy, it's one of those stories in the NFL where he was Aldon Smith is unfortunate, but it is a business. Smith came out and first 4 years played with the 49ers, all pro, and then as it was suspended, fifth year he played with the Raiders, and then suspended for 4 years, came back, had a second chance with the Dallas Cowboys, had a good year last year, and then the Seahawks looked at the opportunity in which to pick him up. They did in the off-season, but his off-field issues were pending, and we don't know why exactly he was released, but obviously it was always going to be a chance on the Seahawks. They like to give everybody a chance. Cautiously optimistic they were, but that experiment is over, so the Seahawks waive Aldon Smith, and in place of him, a local boy, if you will, Lakeem Williams. He's a linebacker, went to Spanaway High School here, then went to Butte College, then finished off at Syracuse, was undrafted, and then he ended up playing for the Ottawa Red Blacks of the Canadian Football League. This last summer or so. That's where he ended up, but the Seahawks are just so thin at linebacker with the injuries to Cody Barton, and also John Radigan is another injured linebacker. And in fact, former fullback and Nick Bellure, who started out as a linebacker, has been shifting over and practicing with the linebackers, and so that's how thin they are. So we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of thinness, just going to go through all the players that did not participate. DJ Reed, Cody Barton, as I mentioned, Dwayne Brown, no surprise, DeMarco Jones, Marquise Blair, Rashard Penny, and Tammy Champion. All did not practice today. And you can't tell, except obviously for the Adams and Dwayne Brown. Don't know the extent of the injuries. We'll probably find out tomorrow is the day. I think that Wednesday, Thursday is when you really start to see the severity of the injuries. And just because you have the game on Saturday. So, if you're sitting out and you're being held out and cautiously optimistic, you got to get some time. Now, if you don't, you got to get some practice time before you get into Saturday's game. Now, if you don't play Saturday's game, it's a way, then hopefully you'll practice on Tuesday, because the Seahawks will have Sunday and Monday off. So you're now beginning to kind of raise an eyebrow to some of the players that aren't participating, with, again, the caveat that they're being held out and it's early and you want to be really careful. And that is the benefit of this year, having the three preseason games. As for practice, I would give it to the receivers today. DK did DK. He had another touchdown, and he was just, you really, today, every day, but you really began just his athletic ability showed up again today, like on a couple passing drills, 7-on-7. He did a 10 out, and he didn't even look up, and he turned, the ball was right there. It really just showcased his chemistry with Russell Wilson. The other one was Tyler Lockett, did Tyler Lockett as well. Efficient as Tyler Lockett is. That's just the way who he is and what he does. He goes about his business. But really, the receivers that are the battle, it continues. Cody Thompson, third-year wide receiver. He's bucking for a spot here. He's been with the team for 3 years. He's undrafted, spent practice time with Kansas City, has been on and off practice time with the Seahawks. So I think the young man is saying, you know what, no more. I want to be on a practice squad. Those all, I got the KC, I got the Seahawks. I want I want some playing time. So we'll see. Again, as I said, that is one to watch in terms of Saturday. He's really looking, and he's doing he's checking all the boxes. So again, is Aaron Fuller, the former UW wide receiver. So that's kind of an exciting battle on the offensive end. We'll talk more after the practice, after the preseason game. That'll give us some separation, and we'll go on the other defensive side and see what's there. But we've talked about that. Achille Witherspoon and Trey Flowers, they're in a battle for there, and Ugo Amadi, we've talked about that, and Marquise Blair's another one. So battles abound, which is what you want if you are looking to be a championship team and repeat, because you did win the West if you are the Seahawks. So if you're looking to repeat, you better have a lot of competition in all places. If the receivers did a good job, offensive line is a given, obviously, but that means the quarterbacks were doing their thing, and Russell was doing Russell today. He was slinging the ball in 7-on-7s, and then when they did 11-on-11, when they did the goal line drill, and that's when they get real, the one-on-ones, and efficient, absolutely efficient, and he had a touchdown to Cody Thompson, as I said. And Geno Smith is another one. Geno Smith is not giving up his number 2 position as the backup. He is not, and he's just taking that position by the reins. As the Seahawks, they signed some backups because they want competition. Shane Mannion played with the Rams, so he knows that system, and he was signed. And we thought about here in camp, what does that mean? And Gino don't care, because he's holding on to that so far. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. Again, that'll give us some separation. But as for today, give it to the receivers. The Seahawks part ways with Aldon Smith, and Lakeem Williams is who they signed. For the CascadiaSports.net Seahawk Training Camp, I'm Vida Mara Ire.